Hey there, I'm Jama, and over the past few years, I've become very interested in onomatology, the study of names. I've never really liked my name until I researched the meaning of it. My name means paradigm shifter, and I'd like to shift your paradigm by shining a light on onomatology and how it can potentially help you find your purpose, help you communicate better with others, or even both. In each episode, I ask someone 8 basic questions regarding their name that focuses on onomatology. So sit back, relax, and try to shift your paradigm with this next episode. All right, so on today's episode, I get to interview somebody who I met through one of my close friends who actually I just recorded a podcast episode with her the other day, and she introduced me to somebody who she works with, and I'm very excited for this one because of the meeting. So, welcome to the podcast, Cameron.
All right. Thanks for having me, Jama.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this one because there's a handful of people that have the definition of their name that is just kind of out there and it's very much open for interpretation. And so I'm excited for this one.
Good, good. I'm glad I can bring this entertainment.
Yeah. All right, we'll just jump right into it. So the first question is, do you know the meaning of your name, or did this podcast make you go look it up?
No, I did know the new meaning of my name. I'd known it for a while. So I found out. I don't know if you kind of remember back in the day during the holiday times, there would always be kind of these pop-up shops for like name origin things where you could get your they tell you the name of your name and your origin and kind of some facts about it, how popular it is and stuff like that. So that's
Oh,
how I
cool.
found out that my name means crooked nose.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. So
Yep.
I had kind of always known this since I was, I don't know, probably preteen or so. My mom also actually found a cartoon in the newspaper and cut it out, and it was these two kind of cartoonish guys, and the one guy says, "Hey Cameron, do you know that your name is for the Gaelic for crooked nose?" And then the other guy who's got like a giant gonzo nose says, "Really?" And so I had that hanging up in my room as well. So yes,
That's
I've been
awesome.
very aware for a while.
Okay, cool. Oh, about what age were you when you first learned the meaning of your name?
Oh gosh, I probably 10 or 11, I would say.
Okay. Where was it that you found in like the store that had the meaning of it? Is it in Ohio somewhere?
Yeah, it was. It was in a mall. And I feel like they were kind of these little kiosks would pop up at all these malls where they would, early days of computer, they had kind of a database of names and they would type it in. They could print it on different kind of backgrounds and things like that. And so it was
Mhm.
a gift I had gotten for other people. And then I just said, well, I'll look up my name as well. And that's where I found it.
Okay. And what was your first gut reaction when you found out that it meant crooked nose?
So I think I didn't really have I did it didn't seem like odd to me. I guess I didn't really think I didn't have context that every else's name had meaning that was more kind of intrinsic and personality traits necessarily. So I kind of thought like I wasn't the only one that had a physical trait as the name meaning. I didn't realize till kind of later. And actually
Hmm.
listening to your podcast, kind of learning more about name origin, thing like that. So I never really thought it was weird. I thought it was quirky, I guess,
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think it's weird at all because I've actually kind of looked into the symbolism
Okay.
of some of the words, and we'll talk
Okay.
about that in a
Oh, that'll be
bit.
interesting. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. When yeah, it is Scottish Gaelic, and that's the only thing I found was like that cam and then Moran like was like crooked and then nose, and that's how
Mhm.
it came about. I do need to, I a goal for myself is that I want to go deeper and deeper into looking about like finding the time frame and the
Mhm.
place exactly where like somebody created that name. I think it's kind of hard to pinpoint that, but some things can be found. It's just it takes more time to research
Mhm.
it. So
Yeah.
That's cool that you, so do you like it or do you not like it? Would you say you like it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's quirky a little bit. So I think I've gained a newer, like a further appreciation of the meeting after actually being lucky enough to travel to Ireland and Scotland and in the area a couple times.
Mhm.
And the people there are very much they like to tease in a very good natured way, right?
Yeah.
Like even as a visitor, it was nice to feel like they were comfortable enough to let you in on the joke. And so
Yeah.
that's what the name kind of feels like to me. It's kind of almost made it feel more accepting, like I was in on the joke a little bit. And yeah, it makes me, it's like kind of a one of the boys kind of thing. So I think I've gained more appreciation for it. I think that it's probably also a good time to say that like I actually do have a crooked nose. Um, so I joke with my mom. I don't think it was always crooked, but
Yeah.
we she used to take me to the baseball field and hit ground balls to me. And twice a ground ball kind of took a bad bounce and hit me right in the nose.
Oh
So
gosh.
yeah, I do have just a little bit of a turn in the center.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Makes for a great story too, you know.
right, right.
That's interesting because I do have a few people who, I remember Villard even was very adamant. He said that your name is prophetic. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I believe that in a way, but just it's so complex in my opinion. So I don't know.
Yeah.
How did your parents choose your name?
So I didn't really know a whole lot about this. I actually just asked my mom, and she said that she had found it in just a baby book name that my grandmother had, and
Okay.
that kind of from the beginning, her and my dad had identified that name and never really kind of moved off of it. They had different names if I was going to be a girl, but Cameron was pretty much always going to be my name if I was a boy. They had different middle names, but they just thought it was. My mom thought it was kind of a very strong name. My dad liked the kind of Scottish origins of it. They actually had liked the name so much that before I was born, they had a dog named Cameron. So
Oh, wow.
it's not quite named after the dog, but a little bit.
Yeah. I do like the name. It's really cool. And I like how it's kind of balanced in terms of like the lettering. Like when I'm looking at it right now on Zoom, I see Cam and then E in the middle and then Ron. And actually, I have a good friend named Ron, and his name means Mountain of Strength. And it just seemed like visually it's a good balanced name. And I don't know any Camerons, but I know of a Cameron, a female Cameron up higher up in my company. But do you know any other Camerons?
Yeah. And actually, I think I've probably personally met more female Camerons
Okay.
than male. But yeah, just a couple here and there.
Do you go by Cam?
Um, yes, but not by my choice, actually. So
Oh, okay. You don't
I
like it?
no, I mean it's funny because it is something that I always introduce myself as Cameron, and pretty much since high school, people just call me Cam, and it doesn't bother me. Like I don't really care. It's just it is something I've noticed, and it's pretty much I would say 90% of people do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, people look for the shortcut, I
yeah.
think.
I think that it's more kind of Cam's almost like a little bit more accessible, a little more popular than Cameron, I think, and so I think that's kind of might be why too.
Yeah, interesting. I like it. I probably would call you Cam if like if I knew you more.
Yeah, right.
But if you don't like that, then that's fine.
No, yeah, like I said, it really doesn't bother me. It's just kind of an interesting thing I've noticed through the years.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. When thinking like when you were a teenager and younger, did you ever have the thought cross your mind, oh, I wish I had a different name?
Yeah, I mean, I think that not uncommon for people who have not common names to think they want to change it at some time as you get those middle school years and then things like that, and it can get tough. So I think there was probably a couple years there where I wanted to change it to something just very generic to be
Yeah.
kind of um, be more background.
Yeah. Well, and if you were forced to change it, is there a name that kind of like you're like, oh, that's a cool name. I like that name.
Yeah, so I think now I would actually go by my middle name, which is Austin. I think
Oh,
it kind of
cool.
it fits in the same kind of area that Cameron does, where it's a little unique but not completely unheard of. So I think that kind of I like that now. I like being a little bit different, but still kind of accessible.
Yeah, it's nice. And has your name ever been mispronounced?
Yes, I think more maybe more misheard than just mispronounced. I get for a while I was getting Carmen a lot.
Oh,
It was more about people were not hearing it or hearing me say Cameron or not really registering, and they when they went back to recall it, that it just ended up being Carmen. And yeah, I mean it was been purposely mispronounced a lot. I got growing up, camera was a big one a lot.
camera.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
Cameroon. My mom actually still calls me Cameroon sometimes. It's kind of like
Oh.
a fun name. But yeah, I don't. It doesn't seem to me that people mispronounce it on like by not being able to read it. It's more kind of a misheard or on purpose.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, and this question I'm actually most intrigued about. So I'm gonna ask it, but I also want to like say something after I
Okay.
ask it. So do you think that the meaning of your name has any relevance on the way that you act or the way that you see the world around you? And I will also say, I researched just the word nose in terms of the symbolic nature of a nose. And I found that the nose can symbolize various things, including wit, reason, discernment, and wisdom. And so, with that said, I'm just curious, like, have people, I want you to answer the question, but I also am curious, have people told you that you have good discernment on things, or do you feel like you have good discernment on things?
Yeah. Okay. So great question. Yeah. So I'll kind of answer the first part of the question first and then go to the second. So I think that for me, the name had meaning to me, not necessarily, I mean, from the physical trait, which did happen to become true, but more of that it's funny, it's quirky. And so it's to me, it's more of like I try not to take myself too seriously. And so like I feel like the name fits me for that and kind of my personality and things like that.
I love that.
Um the wit, discernment, wisdom. I mean, I'll take all those sound great. Um but yeah, I mean, I think so. And yeah, I think going kind of back to that, talking about the origin and the Scottish wit is a thing, and so that's yeah. I feel like I would love for that to people think to pe for people to think that about me, and so yeah, I'll
Mhm.
take it.
Okay, cool. I like that. I'm always like fascinated by is it the chicken or the egg, or like in terms of like, is your name because people, you introduce yourself with your name and you say it and you see it, like words I believe have power. And in terms of like if it has like an inherent like spiritual effect on you, whether you realize it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's something that if you were aware as a child of the meaning, if it has like had an influence on the way that you like carry yourself or hold yourself or live your life out. I don't know. Like I find that fascinating.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to add before I get to my last question?
No, no. This is just another weird quirk of my name. So my initials actually spell Cam, and
Oh.
my parents swear that this was completely accidental, and I tend to believe them because I don't think they ever intended for me to be called Cam,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of something that worked out. Just weird.
Yeah. Nice. Just an emphasis on
Yeah.
your wit, reason, and discernment.
Right, exactly. By the way, thank you for looking that up. I hadn't really even thought about that. I like to kind of look at the parts
Yeah.
of it. So that was interesting. That was interesting.
Yeah. I'm just curious too. I don't really know you, obviously. Like, I don't know anything about you, but in terms of like your religious or spiritual aspects, but have you ever taken a spiritual, there's like a test that you can take to see what your spiritual gift is. Have you ever taken that by chance?
No.
Okay. I'll talk to you after this. Like, I'd be curious if you're curious about that. Like, I'd be curious if you rank high on discernment.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've actually never even heard of something like that.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you more information.
All right, sounds good.
Sure. Yeah. And I do want to ask, like, how would your closest friend, if you could choose just a few words, how would your closest friend describe your personality?
Gosh, that's a tough one. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that the wit thing, I think is a big one. I think, and that um, that would be a character trait, and I think someone that is deep thinking and trying to come up with the answer too, right? I think that would be it too. A
Interesting.
little bit
Well,
of that discernment.
Aaron said you're very smart. So I was like, okay, okay, wisdom is a part of
I'll take
this
that.
whole thing.
I'm going to bring that up during evaluation time. So yeah.
I love it. This is good. Okay, cool. So, last question. Doesn't matter if you're religious or not. I just like to get opinions from all walks of life, and it's about the best-selling book of all time. And I'm just curious what your opinion is about why this book would mention quite a few people changing their name, what you think the significance is.
Yeah. So I mean, so I've listened to the podcast. I know which book you're talking about,
Yeah.
and kind of your examples. And so, yeah, to me, I think what a lot of it is the expectation. And so, in your examples, God changing Abraham or Abram to Abraham, something like that. It was the expectation of now I'm asking this of you, right? Now you're the father. Is it father of many or
Yeah,
something?
Father of Nations.
Yes, right. And so like this is the path I want you to be on. I think that it's about that. It's almost like an honorific, like a title a little bit. Um, yeah, and I think it's that a little bit of leave this behind, and I want you now to focus on this. I also think just narratively that if somewhere in the story someone starts going by a different name, it would be a little bit confusing, and so need to put that in there to make it all make sense. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I do think that there's significance to it in that it can change one's perception of how they're supposed to interact with the world.
I love that. And I like the word expectation. I never thought of that word. That's cool. All right. Do you have any questions for me? Those are all my questions.
Yeah, I do. And so with a name that is a physical trait and not necessarily a desirable one,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on kind of how that name might shape someone or like the kind of the prophetic ideal of that name?
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good question. I've been like soaking up what you've been saying, all your answers, and I think it's interesting that like in observing your personality and everything. I love that you took something that you learned from a young age and you didn't, to me, it doesn't seem like it has let it bother you and you've made it and you've turned it into like, okay, like let's have fun with it or whatever you want to do. You're not, I don't think it's affected you in a negative way from what I can imagine or what I can observe right now.
Yeah.
And kind of in the same vein, like my name, I actually really love the meaning of my name. I've never liked the way that my name is spelled or the way that it looks because it has been mispronounced so many times, like so many times. And it to the point of like aggravation where I wanted to change it. And I think that it's all about, I mean, you didn't choose your name. Somebody gave it to you. So it's like with anything in life that you are handed, like the best lesson that I've ever learned, ever, was the only thing that you are in control of is your reaction. And like that lesson that was given to me by a guy named Jeff, who was like my boss years ago, has really just like, even though like to some people that may not be so profound, to me, that has sat with me over the years and in so many situations that it has really helped me with everything that's kind of been like shot at my way and thrown at me in terms of like, you could have like a really sucky definition of a name. And I know a couple people who have their name means black or darkness. And like
Yeah.
it's like, what do you do with that, And I think it defines the person by how they react to it and how they work with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Hopefully that answers.
No, it does. It does. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because I think it's almost making lemonade out of lemons. What do you do with it? And so
Right.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that having a positive outlook, right, in your reaction.
Yeah, for sure. And I've always been an optimist, 100% my whole life for the most part, minus maybe like 1 year when I was struggling with COVID. But I think that like I did have this like tiny thought, like what if people listen to my podcast and then they all get like so like, oh, I'm gonna just change my name now because like this is such a big deal. What if everybody thinks it's a big deal? Like, I'm gonna go change it. It's like, no, like I think if if a person sticks with their name and sticks it out and makes their life, what they want. I mean, everybody has a choice in their life to what they want to do and how they want to react to things, and it's up to them to do that. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
yeah, of course. Any
I
other
think that was all
questions?
my questions. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be on it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on, Jamie. That was great.